find the button. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Lumenight Lounge. I am your host, Matcha, and we have our lovely and adorable guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Emphasis on the chaotic. It was a journey in and of itself to get the stream put together. The struggle. Oh my gosh. I do apologize for anybody on Mimsy's side. I gave her the wrong, or actually I gave her no time zone to go by, which we were gonna do this with. It was just kind of up in the air. Exactly. We're gonna go by that for like the next couple streams until I get this right. But I guess practice makes perfect. Alright, so we're gonna start off with like some segments, some questions, because this whole entire thing is all about men. It's the whole thing. So let's start off with like, okay, some of these questions are very basic, and then some of them get randomly deep, but they're not in like order. I'm gonna try not to like switch up the mood too often. Alrighty, so what got you started into being a VTuber? Did you have any lore for yourself that you're able to share? Or are you gonna save it for like a later model? Yeah, I get that. I have lore for my model. I look like my model in real life. Well, my skin tone, my boob size, my general size. That's probably the only thing. Of course, in real life, I don't have purple hair. I don't have fox ears in real life, but I am like a light-skinned girl in real life, and I do have quite the booba. That's about it. But when I first started, it was like, I don't know, I typed like paragraphs worth of lore, and then I was like, I'm gonna come back to this because I have terrible ADHD, and I just like never went back. The most lore I have is just on my card, but it's like I haven't really worked on it lately, so I get that. And of course, like, if you base your model on yourself, then like making extensive lore probably doesn't feel right from your perspective. I get that. It makes a lot of sense too. Unless you want to, like, I don't know, put yourself through your own magical journey. If you ever need help writing lore, boo, though, I got you. My imagination be riled. When you first started with your first model, with your very first one, with your PNG, what was like one of the hardships that you faced? Like, what's a challenge that you had to come by? I totally understand that. I like ran into oh my gosh, I have to find her name. She's actually really popular for her. You've probably seen her on Twitter. Love Mura. Her work is fantastic. She's the one. She has beautiful dark skin, beautiful glasses, and fluffy pink hair with a little devil horns. Yeah. She mainly streams art, but she mainly does like people of color. Her stuff is gorgeous. Like, I had an artist and stuff in mind for my next model, but then I was like, oh no, I need to, because I didn't think that there was somebody out there that was so extensive when it came to creating. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, on your model. That's so cute. The little notification. Because in real life, I have 4C hair. But when I put a lot of conditioner in it, it does like straighten itself. It's so weird. But as you would know, our curly hair is odd. It does what it wants. So there's so many different textures into it. So I'm like, maybe for my next model, I should probably incorporate more of my like natural hair textures or stuff like that. What's your hair texture in real life? Do you know? Oh my, I hate it when I used to like complain about my hair when I was younger because it's just 4C, the naps on top of naps. And then somebody's like, why don't you brush your hair? And I just be like, why don't you jump off a tree? I try. I was a very hostile child. Because I used to hate hate it when it's like wash day and I would just put like my comb through my head and it would just break the comb and I would just be standing there just staring at my head and I'm like, I could shave you, you know? I 110% agree. Because like I live with I'm gonna scooch this chat across the screen right quick. I didn't want it to, oh, there we go. Because right now I'm living with my my god sister. And she's from Chile. She's Latina. Her hair is straight as a bone. Like, she comes out the shower, her hair is already detangled. In fact, I can't get her hair to curl to save my life. It doesn't want to do anything. So when she's like, oh my gosh, my hair just won't cooperate, and then it just falls beautifully into place, I'm like, you know what? I could kick you right now. And she's 17. Hi. Oh, hello, guys. How are you guys doing today or tonight? Because I'm not even gonna try to guess everybody's time zone at this point. But other than punting my favorite god sister, who's underage, what are some creative projects that you've tried in your journey? Huh? Wait a minute. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, can they not hear us? The desktop audio's up. Let's see. Gonna lurk, thank you. Wait, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Oh my gosh, are they unable to hear us this whole time? Oh! You should be a part of the desktop background. Let's see. Let me make sure it has the correct audio properties on. Device. Headset. Oh my gosh, you can see my model squinting. Okay, let's see if that works. Are you all able to hear her now? Systemy. Can hear imaginative. There. Oh, there we go. I love that I am test dummy. Properties. Use device timestamps. Should be this one. I hope my my OBS didn't update everything automatically and like and mess up my audio settings. I will cry. Guaranteed 10 out of 10. Are you all able to hear Memsy now? We'll be liking streams. Oh my gosh, this chat window is so fat. I didn't mean to pause the chat or anything. I think you're working now. Oh my gosh. Possibly. I'm gonna open up another program just to make sure we're able to hear you properly. Gotta love the scuff early in the stream. Scuff is a good thing. It's just how we learn. Testing it out now. I can't even type proper English because I'm so tired. Oh, what time is it for you? Yeah. Oh, I think I found the solution. Alright, Mimsy, can you say something now?
Hello.
Matcha, my name is spelled in there. Oh my gosh, is it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, good news is that you are now able to be heard, and OBS did change all of my audio settings. What the heck?
It's okay.
Oh, I typed an I typed an N in there. What the heck? I never said anything about it. N. Why is that in there?
I thought.
Oh my gosh, I think I typed it on accident. All right, well now that we can hear you properly. I guess we can go and just have you kind of repeat your answer about what made you get started as a VTuber. We can start there and just go from there. We did go on a tangent about hair, so I guess we can like stay on track a little.
A little bit. We can. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hi, I'm Ems, also known as Memsy. I'm guessing the audio was muted the whole time, but variety streamer, comfy cozy. Me and Matcha are both part of the same Twitch team, aka Okimi Cafe. We're a little chaotic at times, you know, a little scuffed, but it's okay. I got into VTubing because my first year I was a PNG tuber, and I saw all these lovely creators having an extended version of themselves, aka VTubers, and I always wanted to get into that because they were always really nice, really sweet people. Being a PNG tuber, I feel like I couldn't do much, so I finally invested into having a customizable VTuber. And I don't know, it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey.
Out of everything that you've been through in your VTuber journey, what is the most memorable moment you've ever had?
Ooh. That's a really good question. That's really hard. I think my most memorable like moment, just like as a VTuber or like as a streamer overall?
Ooh, that's even better. As a streamer, as a content creator.
Okay, as a content creator, I think okay, hold on, let me give you some lore real quick. Okay. So last year of October of last year, I went to TwitchCon and I went alone because I didn't really have many friends in the streaming community. Like, a majority of my friends were very like supportive, but they didn't stream, so they didn't think it would make sense to go to TwitchCon. So while I was there, I met all of these amazing, lovely streamers who helped me grow from 500 to 800 within the year.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, but from that, I think from October to the end of last year, I went from 800 to 1K. And not only that, but I met so many big name streamers. I met my idol Vtuber, Cottontail VA. She is a 3D Vtuber. She is amazing. That is definitely something that was super memorable. Not only that, but getting a Riot buddy for my birthday and meeting all these like big name streamers, like, I don't know, they were just, I don't know, it was crazy. Like, I became friends with a lot of my idols. I had a really great support system. I have a really great community, and it all started after TwitchCon, to be honest. And I think it all started after, a little bit after I bought my model. But I didn't start VTubing until I think the beginning of this year, early 2023. But having that support system, simply as like a PNG tuber, it was crazy to me. Like, growing in numbers and networking and just meeting all these lovely people in the community, it was definitely super memorable. English. And hitting on these milestones that I thought I would never get to. That was crazy. It was insane.
I can feel the memories going through your head on how extensive like that must have been for you.
Okay, that's like only one part of it. See, leaning from the 1K, which is a huge milestone, literally within a month, from December to January, I hit 2K. Like, it was non-stop growth, and it definitely like inspired me to do more and more. But you know, obviously life takes over and you have to get busy with stuff, like, especially as someone who's in uni. Life gets busier, but it's all good. Those 2 months, those 4 months, if I really count it, were just amazing.
That's a really nice and inspiring story. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I was expecting some good stuff, but that was really cool. I never thought about going to TwitchCon before or anything like that.
To be fair, TwitchCon was within my state, so it was pretty easy for me, but I understand. Like, I didn't think about it either until someone mentioned it to me.
Gotcha. Well, that is at least really good to look into, especially everybody else that's into content creation, because when I went to an anime convention for the first time, I had no idea that you could meet so many awesome people in one place. Of course, I'm not referring to the recent one where it was apparently way too many people or something like that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that one. This one I'm talking about was like a few years back. I guess it was, you could say, it was like BC, before COVID.
Yeah.
What is the creative project that you had that it really inspired you? Like, I know that a lot of people really fall in love with the concept of becoming a VTuber when they start branding their stuff, making everything theirs, like decorating your Twitter, making your profile, making your Twitch, getting all your art, stuff like that.
That's also a really good question. Creative projects.
It doesn't have to be anything like big. It could be like a skeb, an emote, a little piece of a free asset that you just really like?
I think actually making my logo or hiring someone to make my logo was definitely a step in the right direction. Like I mentioned earlier, I am super indecisive when it comes to themes. I feel like once I had a logo made, it was like, oh, that's my brand. That's who I am, you know? And I kind of like that because I kind of felt lost and like I didn't know what I was doing per se. So having something to call my own was very like it was a step in the right direction, I think. Yeah, so that creative project definitely helps me shape my brand or like my voice in a sense of who I am as a content creator. And yeah, I don't know. I think I learned a lot from just having a logo.
I think the logo is important because you can see your branding come to life with the logo. You can see the little details that stand out. You see the color scheme, oh well, I'm gonna technically say this twice, but your color palette, I should say. You see the right palette that suits you. I think it's the palette is so important when it comes to a VTuber. Because a lot of people communicate with color theory more than anything when it comes to entertainment. So and I think that that's one really good thing about VTubers specifically, because when you look at streamers, you have to look at their content to know if you like them or not. But when you look at a VTuber, you're just like, I connect with the design of this model, I'm gonna follow this person. Because you can just look at a VTuber, you already know their vibe.
No, that's so true. Because like I love natural tones. As someone who was like, I'm tan. I have like golden like skin complexion because you know Latina, but like also like I'm Latina and Asian, but I get like the more Latin side, so I have like darker skin, you know, like a darker tan, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But nude colors have always looked good on me, like natural tones, like maybe I don't know, like brown, mustard yellow, or like just orange. Like it always complemented my skin color, and I've always loved the natural colors because it doesn't pop out too much, you know. It's just very calming, soothing, very pleasant to look at, and that is something I've always loved. You know, I've always had like a cozy place in my heart for a lot of things, so
I can agree with that, because when I was looking through your everything, when you filled out the form, that sounds so. There's no way to say that without sounding creepy. Like everybody that filled out a form, I looked through their like VTubing history. I was like, I looked at your past VODs. I looked at the your TikTok, your Instagram, your Ko-Fi, or is it pronounced coffee? I never knew this.
I don't know either. It's okay.
I looked through everything, but the one thing that I fell in love, with your like aesthetic was your card.
Oh, really?
Your card is going. Speaking of card, I'm about to just throw that in the chat right quick.
I really need to redo my card, actually.
What's wrong with it? It looks great. Like you have the gradients here. You have the like color scheme. You have this icon. Oh my, it's so cute. I love it. I love the waves in the background. I love the fonts that you have. I love the consistency with everything. It's just breathe. I'm obsessed.
I feel like there's so much going on with it. Like it needs to be better organized. So I want to do something that's more appealing to me. As much as I love this one, I think it's time to retire it a bit, and start to make it look like a website in a sense, or make it more organized where it's easier for people to access certain things that they want to see.
I get it. because I made mine look
Yeah.
like a cute little web page. But I wasn't feeling the color scheme more so in my card though. I like it, but it's something about one of the. This might sound a little ridiculous. It's one of the pinks that's bothering me. It just looks like ashy chalk. I don't know what to do with it.
I like your card. It's very it's very you. It suits you really well, in my opinion.
I think I thought like way too hard to make my card. I think my card took like my last 2 brain cells, let me tell you. Because you had to like learn a little bit about, because I thought that card was like Linktree where you like put your links and stuff in, and then I saw these tutorials online, and I think this is where everybody gets mixed into the content creation game. You find a tutorial online and you want to learn all this stuff, and I learned about all the formatting that you can do with card, and I was like, holy crap, no wonder everybody uses a card.
Yeah, I love the creativity that people put into their cards. It's very unique, and it says a lot about a person, to be honest.
Yeah, for a lot of people, your card is like their first impression of you. What are did you mention that you wanted to open up comms for something?
I did. I'm not like the most artistic person, but like I used to design Discord servers, or like that's something that I did open up comms for more recently. Because I used to design Discord servers for people's aesthetics or something that they would really want. Whether it's like heaven themed or I don't know. I did one for Sanrio themed too, and it was a really cute. But other commissions that I thought about opening more recently were like logos, because I basically do that for my minor in uni. I'm doing a minor in communications, so with that, like I'm learning all this stuff with like Photoshop and design, but I did that back in high school as well. So I kind of want to get back into it, or either photoshopping stuff for people. I don't know yet. I really want to do logos and like designing again, but the time will tell.
Exactly. Have you ever thought about like channel banners and stuff like that too? Like more different into illustration?
Yes, but I don't have like a tablet. Like a lot of people have tablets, but I feel like for illustration, it's not too hard to use it on a PC. Because you're mainly using fonts, so it shouldn't be too hard for certain things, or like widgets for someone's stream. But if they want it to be super customizable, then that's a different story. But I can always work it out, you know.
Nothing a little YouTube how-to can't fix.
Exactly. We have the technology at our fingertips nowadays too.
Which is pretty crazy. Every time you can be stuck on something, whether that be art related, VTuber technical difficulties, scuff streams. You just go on YouTube or Google or nowadays ChatGPT, and it'll just tell you how to fix things right up. You are your own IT.
Literally. It's so crazy.
So now we've gone through the like briefing on your personal experiences. Now we're gonna get to environmental experiences, more specifically economy and finance. So as we know, the world changes very rapidly, whether that be for the better or for worse. What are some economic changes in your country that has possibly affected your journey right now?
Let me say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
I live in California.
Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think that's all that needs to be said for that part of the segment. But just know, for one, uni student, I'm someone who is still doing uni. Uh, semesters are kind of a lot of money, you know. Um, and financially though, like, it's not too bad. It's just as someone who's still juggling uni and like making time to stream, I don't have time for it. Like a job. I've never had a job, I guess, per se. But I do work an online job for a nonprofit organization, um, which I love. But it's just not enough to keep myself financially stable, I guess. Especially being a VTuber, there's a lot of things that are very tempting to buy. So, you know, you always, yeah, you always want to be at the top of your game and producing new content, and it's just so hard to juggle everything, both mentally and economically. And you know, it's a process for sure.
My condolences on the California.
See, that's all I had to say.
Literally, like, whole segment right there. Everybody just you know, just take a moment of silence, really, because y'all been going through a lot.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, economic drops and rises, inflation, fires.
The writer artist strike.
Oh my god. Don't I love creative writing, but it's so unfair. Like, we have all this money and it's just, that's the topic for another day, you know.
Yeah, that's like a little too extensive for right now. I cannot stop hearing about things going on in either Florida or California right now, mainly California. And the fact that it got so bad that Disney got involved, I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening right now?
Yeah, it's a lot of chaos, but
I think at this point, if you have flying sharks, you wouldn't even be phased.
Flying sharks.
You know, like some Sharknado type stuff.
I was thinking Sharknado. I was like, Sharknado? Like...
Although that movie was actually kind of scuffy but terrifying. So I do not... Where's some wood? Is anybody superstitious? I need to knock on wood. Hold on.
I got you.
Thank you. I do not wish that very odd thing to happen. Who knows?
If it were to happen, I would like hit you up and be like, Matcha, you did it.
I would put in lottery numbers that same day. Just like, hold the, I made sharks appear? I need to win some money. Then I'm gonna definitely have all the skebs I want. How many, have you seen the current number for the lottery right now? For the Mega Millions?
I have not been paying attention. I know my dad always talks to me about it and I'm like, yeah, like we're gonna win that. Okay.
$156.5 million. And that's just for the Mega Millions. That's not even the top one.
Nah.
Yeah! I mean, it's probably
Where
different like now.
Where do they get this money from? Like,
just people buying lottery. That's all it is. People buy the lottery tickets in hopes to win the money, and all of the money from the purchased lottery tickets just go into a pool, and then just one person gets it. Of course, there's other people that donate it. Like, it does have sponsors like Anheuser-Busch and other really big names put money into it. Like, hey, whoever wins, then they're probably gonna, like, you know, we'll just swing in some tickets and they can sponsor us, because whoever wins the lottery becomes extremely famous for a good amount of time. So that's a heck of a lot of clout. Some companies put money in there too. So it's a mixture of corporate cash and consumer cash.
Okay.
And since we're going into like a depression or things like that, people are more desperate. So there's more people making those purchases. It's crazy. And the fact of I don't know how the lottery itself came to be, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if some dude was like drunk in a tavern, like back at 18 whatever. It was like, you know what would be a good idea, Mayor Steve? Let's have people buy tickets and just give the main person like all the money. Thank you for the head pads.
I mean, it's the same as like raffles.
Yeah. Whoever came up with the idea for VTuber raffles, like I have entered into so many, and I've actually won a couple, which I was surprised.
I have not. My luck is not there, like whatsoever.
I won two of them, I believe. One of them was an icon, like a little icon, like a cute little profile picture, and that's how I met the emote artist that made my emotes for my channel right now, because she had made them all, and she's quoted on there, and now she's like the one emote artist I always go to. The second one was a logo animation, so I think I incorporated it like once or twice into my Twitter, but I already had a logo created, so I won a raffle to have a cute little animation for it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this never happened before. I haven't won any ever since, but I still enter them. So since we got economy easily out the way, now we're gonna talk more into just a little bit about the processes or processes. Ooh, what? Processes, yeah. About what it takes to like be a consistent content creator, because we all know we can have a nice idea about things, we can execute it, we can have a lovely personality, as you do, but I think a lot of people can agree that one of the main struggles of content creation in general is being consistent. When you have issues, or like if you have issues being consistent, or if you have creative blocks, what do you usually do to overcome that?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I thought long and hard about these questions.
This is a really heavy question. You know, as a content creator, you're always gonna have these creative blocks. Like, content is not easy. It definitely takes a mental toll and physical if you're consistently inside and not, you know, going out. But I think one thing for me personally that works a lot is going on a hiatus. As much as I hate it, it is really bad in a sense to go on like a hiatus if you want consistency. You're gonna have to deal with numbers dropping. You're gonna have to deal with like people not tuning in as much, you know, and it sucks, but you have to do what's right for yourself as a content creator in order to create your best content. If you don't have like, I guess, the right mental space, you're gonna burn out, and burnout is never fun, like regarding whatever you do. It doesn't even have to be content creation. I think another thing that I do is kind of try to like step away from like socials, or like maybe my own Discord, or like other friends' Discords. Like I try to take a little step back, kind of try to focus on myself, get in the right like headspace, spend time with family, friends in person. But you know, I think the best thing to do is to focus on yourself or talk to people about it, because you're going under a lot of stress. You have to entertain all these people, right? Some people don't even see you like as a friend. They see you as like, you know, just content. Like, a good thing to have is a sense of community. And if your community doesn't understand that like you need a break, then it's like they're not your community. Those are people who are just viewers, you know. But it's always, like I said, good to take breaks, you know, stop when you need to.
I totally understand, because this when you get into content creation, I know there's a lot of people that do it for a hobby, which is totally okay, but there's some people that that really want to devote to it. But if you want to do that, you're gonna have to like clock in and out of VTube Studio, like that's a job. And if you're already doing uni, if you're already doing a job, then you've pretty much picked up a second job that for the first like 75% of the time you're doing it, you're not being paid for. So some people might not have that mental stability, you know, just as you're saying, like taking a break does help. Because I know that I was burning myself out for a long amount of time, and I didn't even know until I started getting, I got sick. Not sick, but I didn't even know what I had at the time, because I was streaming, and I was streaming for a little bit longer than usual, but I was playing Stardew, Overwatch, like I was really getting into it. But then my throat was swelling really bad. It was horrible. I felt really bad, so I went to urgent care like the next day, and they said, hey, you had a cold. And this is actually the last part of a cold. So I didn't even know I had a cold for like the past couple days. I had a fever, and the cold itself, because I didn't realize, because I was looking up at a monitor. So the nasal drip, whatever it's called, I'm not a medical professional, obviously, was like drip, instead of it coming out of my, I don't want it to sound that gross, so I'm trying to word it very carefully. I guess nasal drippings, instead of coming out of my nose, trickled on my throat and got my throat infected, and then it made my throat swell up, and it was worse. I lost my voice for like a week. Like I couldn't speak. And that was pretty scary. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. Like I'm not being able to speak. Oh, thank you for the follow. Not being able to, like, losing your voice after I had just started streaming consistently. I lost my voice. I felt so bad. I cried in my room. I was so sad about it. Yeah, because I was scared, because that's never happened to me before. I've never lost my voice before. So I knew that I was gonna get it back. The doctors told me I was gonna get it back, but there's always that little itch in the back of your brain that's like, well, what if you don't get it back? And I was like, excuse me, anxiety, I didn't ask you.
No, hold on, your model, the eyes, oh my god, right when you oh, I love your model, oh my goodness. But no, I completely understand, like, you know, when you're sick and you just like, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna be healthy again, and then you don't realize it, then you get healthy again and you're like, huh,
back to normal. Huh, that was weird.
I thought I was gonna die not even like 2 days ago.
Exactly. I was just stressed, and then stress doesn't help when you're sick. And stress is the last thing you need. Stress makes everything worse. So like when they say you need to relax your mind when you're sick, you need to relax your mind, and that is the last thing my mind does. My mind goes straight to the worst case scenario.
Oh yeah.
Like the doctor says, oh, you should have a minor cold, in like a couple days you're gonna feel better, and then my brain is like, you're dying. I was like, thanks, appreciate it. Oh my gosh, what are some creative highlights that you have in your journey? I'm gonna say your card is one of them. I'm in love with it. Like, well, your model is cute, of course. I don't know, it just hits different. I don't know what it is. It might be like the really nice collaboration of colors in your card. I think that's what's, because my eyes are like, oh, this is great.
Aesthetically pleasing, just a little bit.
Brain, aesthetic, noise.
Yeah. Let me think. I don't know. Like highlights?
It's like, what is one thing? I know you mentioned your logo, so I know that's one of them. But is there like anything else that you have to where you're like, oh, you know, this is kind of really cute. I'm really digging this. Like, it could be your outfit, your just the way your Twitch looks in general, the way your Twitter is organized, just like one of those little small victories, you know? I made something that's according to plan and I love it.
I would say how much like effort and dedication I put into like certain things, such as like my Discord is definitely something that I love. It is so pretty. I feel like because I'm someone who will not stop until it's done, like to the bone, like I have to have it done. Otherwise I will feel unhappy, I guess, in a sense. Like I just need to know that it's done. Otherwise I'm just gonna keep going back to it and going back to it. And if it's not done, then I'm just, you know, I'm not content with the way it is. But I think my Discord is definitely something that I cherish a lot for how I created like the roles, like the info channel. I think it has a very homey feeling to it. Despite the chaos that happens within it. It's definitely a place that I love to just chill and hang out in. Something that I can call my own, and I have an amazing community inside, despite, like I said, the chaos a bit. But, you know, we're all a little chaotic.
Are there unhinged cat memes in your Discord?
In the memes channel, there may be. There, yeah.
I'm gonna need an invite after this.
Yeah.
I'm here for the memes.
The memes channel is very everywhere because everyone has like, my community isn't all the same. Everyone has like something that makes them unique. But there will be like people who just game, or there'll be people who like support streamers, or there'll be like another group that's like maybe like an IRL friend group that I have in there. So there's a lot of different types of people in there, which is something that I enjoy. Like I enjoy the diversity because I can talk to one person about this thing and then another person about like a totally different thing, and we still all get along.
Aww. Yeah, one big happy family in there.
You know, families have their times, but yeah.
You heard it here, folks. You keep your families locked in your Discord so that they can never escape. Exactly.
Factual.
But since I'm a type of person that tends to stumble on my words, like I don't care how great my questions are that I thought of. I don't care how punctual my sentences tends to be now. When I'm in a Discord and it's just me and my IRL friends, I'm a bumbling idiot, and I can mainly just communicate in Nitro Discord emotes, super reactions, and just memes. That is my main form of communication. Like if somebody, like one of my IRL friends just graduated and everybody else is typing, "Oh my god, congratulations, it's great, we're so proud of you," and I just have the little the little shaky booty party cat meme on their picture. Getting for me. And then after that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go invisible now.
That's how you show your love and appreciation.
Exactly. Discord must be fancy talk for the bottom well out back. What the heck? The bottom well.
Matcha, I don't know about you, but I think they know too much.
Yes. We have to quickly create a Discord channel called The Basement. And now everybody who is viewing right now, including the people viewing this VOD, I'm watching you too. You are now going to be invited to the basement. Okay, at least I said basement and not like white van or something. God, I'm digging myself in a hole.
Oh my.
I'm put my hand over my face and lost my tracking. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Out of every platform that you use, which one do you have the most growth out of? But which one do you favor using?
Like, okay. I'm gonna tell you two stories real quick. So I do have a TikTok account that has 37.4K on it, but it was from back in high school because it blew up like out of the blue one day. I think it has like 1.9 million views on one of the videos.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't use that account anymore because after high school, I couldn't deal with like the IRL content, and like because of that video, there was so much being asked from it, like part 2s or part 3s or like what's happening now, and I couldn't deal with it because I had to deal with like COVID-19 and then like going into college and all this stuff. But the account is still up. However,
nice.
I would say with my newer TikTok that I do have right now, I have grown on it. I just feel like I need to be more consistent with it. So if I had to choose a platform, I would probably say Twitter. I feel like Twitter is a great place to network. I feel like I have a lot of growth on there. A lot of interaction for sure, which is something that I love because I get to meet all these new people, especially even from Okimi. Like, I know we did the whole introduction, whatnot, but it wasn't enough. Like, you can learn a lot from someone's like Twitter as well as their card, with what they post or who they interact with, and it's definitely very interesting to see. I think that's another reason I love Twitter though. You're learning something about someone without even having to really interact with them. Whereas on TikTok, as much as I love it, it's kind of, you have to be really consistent with it. And you don't get to network as well because a lot of people are very cliquey on TikTok in my opinion. But I mean, that's because that's where you're producing majority of your content, or like people that you've collabed with and like you're making videos with them, which is perfectly fine. But that's why I feel like Twitter is like the best place to find new people and just network and just talk and get to know one another.
There was one of my I think one of the first collabs I did was with the Vtuber Yamatsu. She's so adorable, and she said the exact same thing that you did. She said that Twitter is like the VTuber hub of everything. No matter how mad you get, oh, I'm sorry, X. No matter how mad you can get at the changes, like every single VTuber, they might not have a card, they might not have a YouTube, but they for dang sure they are gonna have a Twitter. Every single one of them. So like it kind of does make it inconvenient that they're making so many unnecessary changes to Twitter as a platform, because to me it seems like the platform is a tad bit harder to understand than it used to be. But I still like, I would go on there like while I'm at work and okay, well my manager's not gonna know who I am if he sees this, but if I'm going to work and I'm just scrolling on my Twitter and I'm just somebody posts a funny meme, or somebody, like there's a VTuber I follow, Aphrodite, she posts a lot of clips and memes, and I love a lot of her stuff. Like one day I'm just scared she's gonna mistake me for a stalker, but it just is not so funny. And she's also Latina too, and my god sister is also Latina, so I guess I just talk to a lot of Latinos because I live with one now, so I guess that's I never thought of that. Anywho, so a lot of like the Latina or Latino based jokes that she says, I'm like, oh get that one. My sister said it. It's like an easy way to connect. There's, especially since you can tell, where'd that train of thought go? What the heck? Since you can just talk to people a little bit more freely. You don't have to be pressured to like do anything. You just leave a little like, leave a little comment, show little small steps of appreciation for the stuff that they're doing, and show like little cute gestures of support. And that's like, that's a great thing about Twitter. Oh, I mean X. I don't mean to misgender the website.
I call it Twitter, to be honest. I'm never calling it the thing you just said, but no, with something you said, with interacting and like not wanting to be like a stalker, like I appreciate like so many artists on Twitter. I feel bad because I follow so many, but yeah. There's one in specific where I am constantly liking her posts, and I'm like, I don't want to be weird, like, but I love her work, so I'll just keep, I'll keep going.
I think that she appreciates the likes that you're giving her, and I don't think that your good gestures are going unnoticed. I do not think that she's gonna think you're a stalker. I think that the only way that could turn out bad is if you like DM her, talk to some emotes made.
Well, I mean, the thing is, she sells emotes, so
that'd be even worse.
Like, she does commissions, and I do want to DM her and ask her, but I'm just gonna wait for the day that I'm like more financially stable to actually commission her.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm following an artist that does backgrounds, and I've been liking their posts. Oh, I don't know their pronouns. I've been liking their posts for like a very long time. I've been following them for a very long time. And finally on one of their posts, I commented, "You just wait till I get more money in my wallet. I'm gonna throw it at you. Not the wallet, but the money. And I'm not trying to assault you." And then I stumbled on my words and I still pressed it. I'm like, fuck it. They're gonna understand. And they just laughed and they were just like, "I appreciate it." I think people just kind of like some of my awkwardness. I'm so awkward when it comes to stuff like that, because I'm just like, I like your work. I don't want to sound like a freak. I'm gonna, you're great. Send.
I think from my first interaction, I can tell you're definitely a little more like, not clumsy, but chaotic isn't the word either. But you do stumble. But it's cute, like it's adorable. It's not like awkward. Like it's something I enjoy. Like it's very like your personality is just bubbly, which is something I enjoy.
Thank you. I'm nothing like this in real life.
Oh.
I am a quiet little. Well, okay, I'm not that quiet, but I do stick to myself a lot in real life. And of course I don't mean with like my IRL friends in Discord. I mean like when I go to work, because my job is the 100% complete opposite of VTubing. Like you would never guess. Because as a coordinator for logistics, you're tallying up stuff, you're dispatching people, you're walking people all the time, you're walking people through processes, you're mandatorying safety standards, you're making sure no one's striking down OSHA violations and stuff like that. It's very organized work and it requires a lot of technical programs, but it is really fun as long as your coworkers are fun, and I got lucky and my coworkers just so happen to be fun. So if I come from a serious job like that and then I clock out and then I can just kind of be myself, I feel so free in this model in a sense. Which is why I made, because I'm a traveling kitsune sorceress. I travel through worlds, and I'm based off of Genshin's design, how Genshin designed their characters. Oddly, I meant for my character at first to look like a character from Inazuma specifically, but I think I look more like a character from Fontaine now that I think about it. Because they have like the breasted jackets and stuff in there. But that was like that just happened on accident. There was another artist that's has an Instagram and she's also a webtoon artist, and her name is Tewa T, and she's so adorable, and she also makes a lot of POC art, and a lot of her characters are in like Victorian, Gothic, academic based outfits, and that's what I have as well. Now this specific color burgundy came from my model mama. That was all her idea. She was just like, I think this color will work great with your hair, and I was like, nice. Let's go.
I actually love burgundy. Burgundy was like my favorite color for the longest time.
Burgundy is amazing. I don't know what it is about burgundy. It just I keep saying this, but burgundy hits different.
No, it does. It's like essentially velvet in a sense, but have you ever seen like, I don't know, different cloths of burgundy, like silk or like
yes, or velvet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same wavelength.
I've seen and touched velvet so many times. A lot of times when I touched it, I couldn't afford it, so I had no business touching it. But but when I touched it, I was like, if I wore this, I'd feel like so royal. Velvet and silk would make me feel so important, but then I saw that important price and I was like, whoo, not today. Oh, we're gonna have to save that for another time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we are going to get into the science and technology portion. Unless you had any further comments though.
No, it's okay. I'm just going with the flow.
Nice. So with the science and technology, there's a lot of course, there's a lot of advancements. There's been a lot of quick advancements. But when it comes to how technology has grown, say now compared to like 10 years back, how would you try to approach content creation if you didn't have the technology like you did today? Like if you didn't have a lot of integrations with your model per se, like if we didn't have all these chat integrations or even VTube Studio, like how would you approach that?
Like if we were to have the technology we had back then,
let's say instead of 2023, it's 2010, but you still have the passion to do VTubing. How do you think you would go about it? Would you be like a face cam streamer? Would you try to, because I think you could still get PNGs in 2023, or would you go camless?
I would probably be faceless, to be honest. Okay, so my whole passion, to be honest, to be like completely like transparent with you right now, I wanted to be one of those YouTube creators who made music and did covers and whatnot. But I was always scared of like the backlash of like, oh, you're not pretty enough, oh, you don't sing well enough. And if we had platforms back in 2010, I don't know if Twitch was a platform in 2010. Was it?
I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see. How old is Twitch? Not how old is Twilight Sparkle? What? Twitch was founded in 2011. Wow.
Okay. If I knew about the upcoming platform, I'd probably go to that rather than YouTube.
I get that.
YouTube is nice, but you have to realize you are editing your own stuff. You have to make sure everything goes well. And I feel like 2010, if I had the passion that I do now, I was only 10 at the time. It would be so bad. Oh wait, but if it was like now, oh wait, okay, hold on, let me rethink this a little bit. Nah, maybe I'd be more lenient towards YouTube, but if I knew about like new technology coming with like in the next year, I'd probably resort to something like Vine, because we had Vine at the time, and
Yeah.
like I think Musically was around. I would probably promote myself on those platforms rather than YouTube. As much as like YouTube is good, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, if you don't have an editor on YouTube, you're like doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
Even now, although there are a couple of programs that are AI based that claims to do the editing for you, but I've never tried any, so I don't know how accurate those are.
Well, AI it's definitely like helpful or handy in a sense. However, you want to make it your own. If everyone's using AI, you're gonna want to stand out, you know. I feel like if everyone's doing the same thing, then like, you know, it's better to just put in the work rather than just rely on artificial intelligence. Like, it's all programmed. Programmed to learn itself. You know, how are you gonna stand out from other content creators if your content looks the same and if it's not appealing to how like your personality, I guess, or like your image.
Yeah, you just have like a copy paste everything. That would be very boring. Or at least your personality maybe would have to stand out. Like for real. If you want to go that route. But I completely agree. It's like it's a very convenient disadvantage.
Yeah, I feel like the only use of AI would probably be to put in like captions or something. But other than that, like that's the best thing it can do that won't, you know, necessarily change much or make you like stand out less, because it's just captions. It's like titles, subtitles.
I use Streamladder for a lot of my clip captions, but I just learned how to use DaVinci to create captions, so I've just been using that ever since. At least for like very, very, very short form content. I wouldn't do that for like a whole like 10-15 minute video or everything. I'd be so burned out.
I like to rely on CapCut. I've never heard of Streamladder, but that seems very interesting.
Streamladder is a website that it will all you do is put your raw clip into the website, and then it will let you choose a bunch of templates to how to like format the video, whether you want like your face as a circle above it, or if you want half the screen to be your content, or if you want the full screen to be just your gameplay. And then it gives you options for all your captions and has different themes for your captions too. The same way that the CapCut does it. Only Streamladder like formats your whole video. It automatically puts your video into like the 16:9 format, and it just cuts it up to the way you like it. Because I know some people have their VTube model like above, and then like maybe their gameplay below their clip, or they would have the little circle frame for their face somewhere on top of the clip. But it does all that for you. It just lets you choose one. It's very convenient.
Combo, there's another website called Combo that does the same thing, essentially. Okay, I see.
I think I've heard of Combo before.
I like Combo. It definitely helps with formats for me.
I used a lot of Streamladder, but since I learned how to do it myself, I stopped using it. But maybe I should take a look at Combo. It's very useful for like back-to-back like random clips, because if you have a NVIDIA graphics card pair it off with like a keypad, you can like click one button on the mouse. I'm like literally showing my hand as if you could see it, but but if you can like type one button on a keyboard, and then it's like boom, it just it clips like up to 2 minutes or maybe more. I only have it up to 2
Yeah.
minutes of like whatever you're doing. It just records your desktop screen or whatever screen you want it to record.
I do shadow play with NVIDIA, which I really enjoy.
That's what's called shadow play. Literally, that's what I was talking about. I think that if you're definitely gonna go into content creation, you definitely need to go for NVIDIA. NVIDIA's like the best.
I agree. Despite them being expensive, I still think they're really good.
Yeah, not everybody has that 3080 price, or I guess in this case, what's the newest one? A 4090?
4090.
Jeez,
yes.
Oh my gosh. I've seen that graphics card. It looks like a brick. You could beat someone. Well, actually, with any graphics card, you could beat someone over the head with it. But that one is like, you can use that graphics card. Yeah. You can build houses with that thing. It's so thick. Okay, so now we're going to go into the history and cultural indifferences. Not indifferences, influences. Oh my god, indifferences. So, what type of historical events or what type of history or culture within yourself influence the way your VTube model journey is or the way your VTube model looks? Like how are you representing like your culture through your content?
I don't really feel like I've gotten to that point where I am necessarily representing my culture through my content. But I do talk about being mixed a lot. And because I'm mixed, I don't really try to talk about culture too much because I personally feel like I'm somewhat in the midst of an identity crisis. As bad as that sounds, it's just you like growing up, it's like hanging out with people who are Asian, I'm too Hispanic, or hanging out with people who are Hispanic, I'm too Asian for them. There was never like a middle grounding for certain things, so it was kind of hard to represent a culture when I'm not, you know, even cultured in like my Hispanic culture. Like no one had quinceañeras, but I can speak Spanish. My Spanish may be too whitewashed for some people, but I can still understand it or like speak very scuffed like back.
I speak scuffed. You heard somebody needs to quote that. I speak scuffed.
Like it's like scuffed Spanish or Spanglish. But that's how it is in California. It's very, like, it's not proper. And everyone has different ways to say things. So that's why I'm saying it's scuffed. Because, you know, it's not always there, I guess. I don't really know too much about my culture on that side. But I feel like culturally, I'm more influenced by my Asian like roots because I spend more time with my like Asian side, like my cousins who are like who go to Chinese school or like Vietnamese school, and we learn about like Buddhism and whatnot, and I know more about our culture there because we're always celebrating the holidays. Whereas if I'm spending time with my Hispanic side, like the only times we do spend time together is like Easter or Thanksgiving, or even then it's never like, it's not what you would expect from, I guess, the typical Hispanic party. You like when you think of Hispanic party, you think like, oh, like they're gonna be going on all night long. But my Hispanic side is very tame. Like we spend time together, but we're not always together. They're very independent. So there's no sense of culture, I guess. So I'm kind of just stuck in the middle, like the biracial experience of, I guess, question of identity. So. Yeah. Matcha, you're muted, hon.
My mic is like turned off and everything. I was like drinking some water, but I didn't want to sound like a fish. Speaking of which, do you have any water? Are you hydrated?
I do have water. It's right
okay,
here.
That's good.
Don't worry.
That's good. Stay hydrated, my friends. But I was saying, I think that a lot of people in your same situation would 100% agree with you. Me, as a very pasty, light, bright skinned black girl, I definitely felt that. And it does on the Spanish side, I hardly know Spanish. Let's make that clear. Matcha hardly knows any Spanish, but Matcha is learning because I live with a Chilean family. And whenever they have like a whole entire Spanish conversation, they use a lot of like very exaggerated hand gestures, so that I use a lot of context clues to follow. It's like if we ever go to Chile or anything like that, and I'm trying to like exclaim something, I know how to at least use hand gestures or something to communicate, and very little English to try to do it. But they said like, oh, if you ever like completely don't understand what we're saying, then just let us know. So I have like, oh my gosh, I don't want to use the term a safe word. What the hell? I was gonna say we have a safe word, but it's a very odd choice of words to use. But they were just like, oh, just let us know, just say something. So if they have a long conversation in Spanish and I don't understand what they're saying, I will stare at them and I will say, me gusta chocolate. In response to whatever they're saying.
Wait, I love that.
Because my god sister's mother was explaining a memorial that happened at her job, and she was explaining the feelings of everybody, and she doesn't know every single English word, so she just said everything in Spanish, and I followed along, and then she lost me, and then she was like, right, Matcha? And I was like, me gusta chocolate. And then her dad was like, oh, okay, she meant this, this, and this, and this is what I'm gonna translate it right now.
I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm the only person in the house right now that speaks English and fluent gibberish. I speak the best gibberish.
I think our gibberish is like on the same level, but you know, maybe you have me beat. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It depends. My gibberish doesn't come out unless I'm freaking out in a game, especially a game like Overwatch 2 or Demonologist.
Oh my goodness. So what I'm hearing is a future collab where we both play Overwatch 2 and Demonologist.
You're kidding! Oh my gosh, yes, I would love that. I've been looking for more people to play Demonologist with forever.
I'll be a big chicken though. I apologize. I'm not used to the game yet, but I have it and I played it and I cry every time. So
that means that game is built different. That game is a whole new level. Because you go into there thinking, oh, I love Phasmo, so I'm gonna love Demonologist. No, man.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same. I think what was super terrifying is that when I went to the hospital map for the first time, I was scared.
Oh my god. Okay, but wait. Okay, that's a story for another time, but I get you. I get you. Like, trust me when I say I understand.
Oh my gosh. Did you go into the... Thank you for the head pass. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I should hydrate again. Have you tried the new map, the Insane Asylum?
No, I don't want to. I'm good.
It's even worse than the hospital.
Really? The hospital's really bad too.
No! But when I went into the asylum with just me and one other friend, and we were scared the whole time. like whoever demonologist or whoever Clockwork Games, the people that make demonologists, you guys, whoever y'all hired as your whoever's in charge of ambience and sound effects, they need a raise. I don't know how much they're making, but they need a raise because they're too good at their job.
Literally. Oh my goodness. I played on the hospital map and I looked down that one hallway, if you know which one I'm talking about, and there was this like really scary jump scare and I ended up screaming so loud and my family was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "No."
Oh, are you must be talking about the long corridor at the front door.
Yeah, and you look to the left and then you see this lady with like frizzy hair, like really like, oh my god.
The one that stares at you, she just stands there for such a long time.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if you stared at her long enough, but if you stare at her long enough, she like runs after you. Like,
does she?
Yeah, okay, you know, I'll just have to show you if we ever play because it scared me so bad.
So I played the map a couple of times with a few of our friends, so there were 4 of us. The thing was, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm not the one that experienced it. My friend was, because he was freaking out and I had no idea why. He was like, Matcha, and I was like, what? He was like, yo, see? And I was like, no, I don't see that.
Yeah, because it interacts with you differently if you're not all looking in the same place.
Yeah, or if you just anything for that matter. He was just like freaking out. He was like, no, I can't do this. I need to leave. I can't go in there. And he was like, she's still there. And I was like, I don't see who you're talking about. And he was like, don't stand there.
Yeah.
Like, he's freaking out. I'm freaking out. Oh my gosh. I had a jump scare with the lady with the bonnet. If you go to like some of the maps, she just appears in front of you for just no reason. No reason at all.
Yeah. No idea. I still need to play that game more often and not look away from my screen whenever something bad happens.
Yeah. It was, there was one point where the ghost manifested next to my bestie. She didn't even see the ghost. It's manifested. She was walking towards me and it like appeared behind her. I was like, Maki, it's behind you. And she's like, huh? Where? And then she saw it. She just like was screaming, but it was just an event. It wasn't a ghost hunt, which was even scarier because we thought it was a hunt. I wasted like my crucifix on that thing. I was so sad. So I've been wanting to like try to get a heart rate monitor on my screen for when I use that game. I think it would be much needed because, like, you know, someone's gonna have to call an EMT when that thing reaches too high. Gosh. So other than the demonologist tangent, yes, hit me up if you ever want to collab. The answer is yes. I don't even care what time.
Let's go.
But the next one is about takeaways and viewpoints. Like, what is a good takeaway that you have from your journey so far?
I guess. Oh man, this is gonna sound so bad. This is gonna sound so bad.
How can it sound bad?
Well, cause like, okay, let me explain like a little bit. I guess the best takeaway that I've learned is not everyone is your friend. That sounds really bad, but it's very true. You know, majority of the times, like, maybe this is just for me and the community that I'm in, not everyone there is going to be your friend, and you can't rely on them majority of the time. Just because you had one interaction doesn't make you friends. It kind of just makes you acquaintances. No matter how much you talked, how much you laughed about certain things in a game, it really doesn't as bad as it sounds. And a lot of people don't understand that. This kind of goes for viewers too, not all, but you know, obviously there is the parasocial relationship between viewership and like streamers. And it's just like a lot of the time you're gonna have to learn to say no. And that's something that I learned like not the hard way, but it's just for me, I'm very nice. So like it's so hard for me to say no. So the biggest takeaway is like learning to like deal with it. You know, and just kind of not be rude about it, but you know, in the nicest way possible, just like decline. But there's always that one point where it gets annoying when you constantly have to say it.
Yeah, I understand that. I saw a Twitter post from somebody earlier today, and they were actually getting a little, well, they sounded a little frustrated at their community because lately their community hasn't respected their pronouns. And I don't think it was like the usuals that's usually at the stream. It's more so new viewers and stuff because they kept putting like, hey, my pronouns are they, them all over the place. Even on their Twitter, like right next to their name, it says they, them. And they just weren't respecting that because their VTube model is like pink, girly, and all this other stuff. So of course, if a person had just looked at their profile picture or just an image, yeah, they would mistake it for a girl. But if you go on their any type of their social media, there's a they them pronoun indication there. But there's been some people not respecting it, and I felt so bad because I was like, you don't deserve that in your stream. Like, you want to be respected in your stream. I'm lucky so far. I haven't had any trolls or any weird parasocial stuff happen in my streams. Have you had anything like that happen in yours?
Not to the extent that like it's worrisome, but I've definitely had some weird interactions where people are just downright atrocious. Like, and this has to do with like how I talk or like how people like hear me. It's my voice, literally, and it's so annoying. I hear so much about it. Like, I hear, oh my god, like she's so mommy, like she has like a mommy voice. But like, I hate the trend of mommies where people will force their voice to sound like something that they're not, and just for views. And that's something that like I hate, like unless we're like good friends and you know, like I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, call me, like I don't care. But if you're like someone random saying some out-of-pocket sus, you know, like it's just, I don't know you, don't be weird. Like, it's just either say like something nice or don't say anything at all.
When I first heard your voice in your stream, I just thought that it was relaxing. Surprisingly, the name or term mommy just never came to my head, but I'm also not quick to call people mommy though.
Yeah.
Except for my actual mother. But that's a whole different ball game. Like the first time I heard your voice, I was just like, how can I sound relaxed watching her play Fortnite? Because you were in such a stressful situation. Like, I think you were about to die and then you were healing, and I was just like, she needs to be doing all these things, but I'm still calm. Like I think I'm calm because she's calm, but I should be calm. Like, what's going on?
Oh my, yesterday's Fortnite stream was definitely stressful, but I'm not like the one to scream too much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
scream unless I'm playing with somebody else, but not screaming out of anger. It's more so screaming out of like, I speak my thought process a lot, especially if I play a lot of Ana and Mercy. I play a lot of support in Overwatch 2. I'm a support main.
I'm a Moira main.
God, Moira is so fun to play.
I love Moira.
She's amazing. Like, I'm gonna sound like a total nerd right now, but I'm on the Overwatch Reddit, I'm on the Mercy Reddit, I'm on the Moira Ana Reddit. And I watch so many people in these situations on how they overcome a lot of situations that usually I don't, and I play it in game and it works, and I'm just so excited. I'm like, oh my god. Especially your survivability as a support is insane if you play your cooldowns right. It's the greatest thing ever. The most satisfying thing is sleeping a Genji, or coalescing a Genji, or mercy glocking a Genji. Genji's beware.
I don't really main support. I kind of like playing everyone. I'm really good at Widow, or like Diva, or Orisa, or like, I don't know, McCree, Soldier. Like, I really don't mind who I play. It's just when you have that really annoying like certain main like Sombra, and you play her well, or just like a rat, I get so mad. And I don't know what to do in that situation.
A good ball is almost impossible to play against. But I guess you could say that about everybody. If somebody's really good at a certain character, they're like dang near unkillable.
Yeah.
Especially like a really good ball, an uncontested Widow with good aim, a Mercy with good movement, and Ana that never misses a shot. Like everybody's really hard to like play against the other person. But that's the thing about Overwatch in general, because I've been playing Overwatch since almost when it came out. Like a year after it came out, I was playing it and I've never stopped. I have a problem, I'll admit that. But I was annoyed at a lot of things, but I've never thought like, hey, this needs to be nerfed or this needs to be buffed. I was just like, let's just try to get better. But now with Overwatch 2, it's just, this is the most balanced changes I've seen, like in the game.
Yeah, especially with the new characters. I feel like she's pretty balanced, but you know, if you have good aim with the new healer, like the enemy team is so done for.
Thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, they're done. Or if you pair up Iari's ult with either Orisa or Zarya, that's deadly. Or like, I guess you could pair it with if you pair her ult with Ramatra's, you just can't see anything because they're all so bright. That's like the only game where they have abilities to where people are so, there's no flashbangs in the game anymore, but yet you still can't see. Because when her ult plus Sigma, yeah, that's a good one. Her ult plus a Sigma ult is really good. With Overwatch, I like helping people pop off rather than being the one to pop off. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but I felt so proud of myself when I went up on my little pedal as Lifeweaver and I grabbed my Cassidy and I threw him up in the air and he high nooned like the whole back line.
I know what you're talking about. That's sick.
Or if I land a teleporter right, because out of all the DPS I made Symmetra, like without a doubt. If I land a teleporter right and
Symmetra.
Symmetra is that bitch. I loved her. I always loved her throughout all the nerfs, the buffs, the reworks. I've always stuck to Symmetra. But one time I landed a good teleporter, and I put a Diva Bomb into the back line, killed everybody.
That is so smart.
I've never been able to do it again.
Nah, you get that.
I also love being Mercy, and every time somebody, like if we have a good Widow player, it's good because you're a Widow player. If you're being dived by somebody, I will switch to Monkey and I will pocket the flip out of you just to annoy their tank. Like I will join you at the hip because nothing is more, because a tank wasting time in a backline is,
it's so annoying.
It's so bad, yeah. And it's so annoying when they can't kill the Widow, and I'm just like, you definitely can't kill me, and I'm not gonna let you kill her. So like, either you waste time with us and neither one of us die, and your team doesn't have a tank, or I don't know, man, that's up to you. Or you can go back and support your team, and she can just pick off your healers more. That's all I'm giving you. I've been told that I'm one of the most annoying Mercies amongst my friends.
Oh, I love that. That's how you know that's the best Mercy.
I'm the Mercy that doesn't die. I'm also the Mercy that I don't really challenge I don't challenge Hanzo at all, really. But I don't challenge Widows that often. Thank you for the follow. Like for the here comes the hurricane bitch type of Mercy. I'll do that like once or twice in a match, and I might pick off the Widow, but I probably won't do it again. Because, I mean, they'll be expecting it, so I'm not trying to get embarrassed out here.
No, I completely understand though.
So, the next section, and this is like the second to last one. If you had an opportunity to collaborate with anyone, who would it be? You can't say me.
Oh. But Matcha, I'm your biggest fan. What do you mean?
I appreciate it, but I'm here, so I don't count.
Man, I really want to say Cottontail VA. Like, I met her in person. I think it would be like a dream come true. Like, if I had the chance to collaborate with her, or like, if we're talking like big names. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Offline TV and like Valkyrie and all of them, and I would cry if I ever met them. But like, I want to do voice acting. Like, I want to meet someone within that industry. Like, Cottontail has always just been someone I resonated with like really well, and I love her personality. Like, I know like she's sus. She's a very sussy streamer. But she is, like, I am being so honest. But I love her content. She is so funny to me.
You're gonna have to send me her info after this.
Alright, but I will admit she is very unhinged.
She's very unhinged.
Yeah.
I've been following so many people lately. Like, it's getting out of hand, actually. I was like so bored yesterday, and my second monitor had like 4 to 5 different people's, including yours, Twitches running. I was lurking in 5 people's chats at the same time, and then like my god sister, she was like, "Oh wow, everybody's cute. Who are these people? What are you doing?" And I was like, studying, you know? I am studying as I give the 4 people head pats.
All the VTubers.
Dude, VTubing is like, it always starts off as a passion, but then you just fall into the rabbit hole and then boop, you become one.
Yeah, that is very true. That happened to me.
The whole purpose of like this interview, this episode, and anything in it, and I've mentioned it before we started streaming a little bit, post scuff. It's like, like a year from now, 2 years from now, I would like you to look back at this interview and just see if you still have the same ideas as you do now, or if you have the same personality. What is one good takeaway that you have from this interview experience? Like, do you feel like you learned a little bit about yourself? Because I know some of the questions were like kind of deep.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that I learned is I kind of already knew this, but I am pretty indecisive with like certain things. But I think one thing that I did learn was when I did mention the whole logo thing, like, I've never felt like I really had a brand for myself, but I think after discussing everything with you, I realized I do have like a brand. I do have a voice for myself, and you know, you kind of reassured me of that. Like, I felt like my card was really bad, but you saying that you liked it definitely gave me a lot of reassurance.
Blasphemy.
No, I'm being honest. And like, I don't know, just I feel like I kind of have a better idea of VTuber stuff in general, and that my journey isn't the only one. Like, I'm not the only one struggling as a VTuber, I guess. Like, everyone has questions, everyone has to learn, obviously. A lot of my friends aren't VTubers, a lot of them are PNG YouTubers still, so it's definitely a lot to learn from someone who is also learning themselves. And I enjoy that. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. To see that everyone struggles at one point and it's not just me.
Yeah, everybody has their differences, but if it means well, I, for one, I love your branding. I love your personality, which is why I had to send you this invite. I love everything that you've done so far. You are amazing. You're a wonderful person. You're a great entertainer. And I believe with all of my heart and in my master's in fine arts that you are going to do fantastic as a voice actress if you do want to pursue that in the future. And I think you're going to be very successful. I am going to like make sure to put on my little wish list that you are going to be Twitch partner.
No. I'm going to cry.
Don't cry, because if you cry, I'm going to cry. And I do have a toggle for crying, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I'll use my toggle for crying if you use your toggle for crying.
No, we can't all use our toggle for crying. We can't.
We can cry together.
Exactly. Okay, well.
Mine is just...
Why are you like this? I took that picture. But no, you're doing a fantastic and amazing job, and your VTuber is beautiful. And thank you so much for inviting your community along. I really appreciate you guys sticking by for any of this. But do you have any final comments before we end the stream?
I don't think. Actually, thank you so much for one. For two, you saying that I have like the chance of being a Twitch partner does mean a lot. I want to strive to do my best and grow as a VTuber, as a streamer, as a content creator. I want to do my best for everyone watching the VOD or even watching right now. I love you all so much. You guys are all amazing. And this first interview went really well. So,
oh yeah.
Thank you.
Despite being muted for the first 10 minutes, but I can edit that out.
It's okay.
But yes, thank you all so much for your love and support. I really do appreciate you all being here for the first ever episode of Lumenight Lounge. We have a packed week. We have a lot of people, so like, keep your toggles in check. And I definitely look forward to having more collabs with you in the future, whether that means like me helping you being annoying while you're playing Widow in Overwatch, or us, I guess, like holding hands and playing Demonologist, because that's basically what's gonna happen.
I'm so ready.
Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys that's viewing. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.